Hello there, welcome back to profneel. It's a pleasure having you here. My most challenging tutorial. 1989, the final examinations had completed my morning invigilation duties. I was not on duty that afternoon. Mornings were for major subjects, 3 hours. Afternoons post lunch for an hour or two, I think, for the minor subjects. Being newly appointed, I was marked for morning duties and afternoon duties daily. So I was very relieved that I was post lunch, I was off that particular the first time I had gotten off. I was at my usual post, back to the railing that fence the lawns, opposite the staff gate that the teaching faculty members and the students used to enter the building. And that's where the students went to their classes and that route to the examinations. And so I don't know why they look forward to me standing there. It gave them some confidence, I suppose. So I stood there. So there I was with my cigarette, smoking out glory, and a glass of water in my hand. That's when Jat, the moniker that I had given him, walked towards me, his face giving nothing away. 10 minutes or later, 10, 15 minutes later, or 20 minutes later, was the accountancy exam, the final exam of the first year, his first year. He comes up to me and says, Guruji, the term you always used for me in private, as did many other students. Accountancy next, teach me some Guru mantras. So I said, Jat, does that mean you haven't studied? No, Guruji, just share some Guru mantras. I said, Jat, I was horrified. Are you mad, Jat? You're giving me just 20 minutes or so to teach you the entire syllabus? That was at this particular time? Sir, I have the confidence. You can do it. He was very unfazed, very cool. Guruji, please. I said, okay, Jat, double entry book accountancy means each transaction has two effects. He was focused. They taught him the three types of accounts: real, personal, and nominal. Taught him the rules: real meaning assets and liabilities, credit what comes in, debit what goes out. Personal, anything with a name. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Nominal, all expenses and incomes. Debit the expenses, credit the incomes. Fortunately, he had last year's question papers and an accountancy book. It was too late to draw the formats and explain. So he went through the formats of a journal, trial balance, say trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Rehearse the standard entries that could be there, examples of the capital, wages, salary, rent, along with adjustments. Briefed him on the places where he had to put take out these things from the each number from the paper and put it where exactly to be put where. We just had some little time to go for the bell, and I said, let's do the subsidiary books. So I just managed to go through the subsidiary books, and I just we just completed the three-column cash book with the contra entry when the bell rang. So he walked off, and he was like the mythical Arjuna, totally focused. And as he summed up our entire thing, he also did some entries so that he could get the confidence. I wished him luck. The bell rang, and I wished him luck, and he walked off. So even if he was 10 minutes late, there was no problem. So he took his time. I said, don't sweat. If your balance sheet and your trial balance doesn't balance, don't worry. You get marks for the formats, you get marks for the narration in the journals. So all that, just remember that. I went to my office with my heart in my stomach. So I tried to read the newspapers, about five or six of them. My mind was still with Jat. So I don't know why. I was like worried for him. As the bell rang, I was at my usual post again. The students checking the answers in the question papers with me. He came towards me with his face lit up. Sir, I copied the formats from the guy alongside. Hence, I had all the time to do exactly as you had briefed. His scoring excellent marks, testimony to his listening skills, and focus. It did not surprise me as he had a great career in the Indian Army, and was I not honored to be his tutor, the retired commanding officer of an armored corps regiment that he retired as, and that he had a stint in the NSG commando. And now you know why those marks totally to his credit. Embrace the twist to enjoy the turn. Thank you. My most challenging tutorial. 1989. the final examinations. I had just completed my morning session in invigilation duty, so 3 hours. Relieved was not on duty that afternoon. Mornings were the major subjects, 3 hours. Afternoons were post lunch for an hour or two for the minor subjects, 50 marks. Being newly appointed, I was marked for duty mornings and evenings, afternoons, daily, in and out. So that afternoon I was off, so I was totally relaxed, relieved, or so I thought. That was usual post with the back to the fence back to the railing that fence the lawn, facing the gate the entrance, the rear entrance that we students and that the students and the teaching faculty members enter the building, as like in a hotel, while the guests only entered from the front door. 10 minutes or so later was the accountancy exam, the final exam, and I see Jat walking towards me, the moniker that I had given him in the first class itself. First year student. Guruji, the term he always used for me in private, as did many other students. Accountancy next, teach me some Guru mantras. So I asked him, Jat, you not studied? No, Guruji. Does that mean I was, Guruji, just share some Guru mantras. I've not studied. I was horrified. Jat, are you mad? You give me 20 minutes or so to sum up with you and teach you the full year syllabus at this particular time? Sir, I have the confidence in you. Don't worry. Guruji, please. I said, okay. I had no choice. Jat, double entry bookkeeping means each transaction has two effects. He was focused as I taught him the three types of accounts: real, personal, and nominal. Taught him the rule for each: real, assets, and liabilities. Some examples: credit what comes in, debit what goes out. Nominal, all expenses and incomes. Debit the expenses, credit the incomes. Fortunately, he had last year's question paper and an accountancy book. It was too late to draw formats and explain. We went through the formats of a journal, trial balance, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Rehearse the standard entries that could be there, examples of capital, salary, rent, etc., and with the adjustments and bad debts, of course. Briefed him. He had to place the items. He briefed how to take out those items from here, from paper, and put it there. That's exact. There's nothing more to be done in the accountancy paper. We still had about some little time left, so we went through the subsidiary books, including the cash book, three-column cash book, and I was doing the contra entry with them. And we just going doing a rehearsal again with him doing the sharing me how he was going to do it. He was like the mythical Arjuna, totally focused. As we summed up our tutorial, the bell rang. I wish him good luck. He walked away slowly, going through the notes that he had made, because he could afford to be late for 5 or 10 minutes. I told him, don't sweat. If you don't, if your balance sheet doesn't balance or your trial balance doesn't balance, you earn marks for the formats, the entries, and the narration in the journal. I went to my office with my heart in my stomach. So I tried to read the newspapers. My mind was with Jat. As the bell rang, I was at my usual post again. With students coming, checking the answers, they're written on the question papers with me. And I was checking with me, where, sir, is this correct, is this wrong, what sort of thing. He came towards me with his face lit up. Sir, I copied the formats from the guy next. So I had all the time in the world to do exactly what you had briefed. He's scoring excellent marks, testimony to his listening skills and focus. It did not surprise me that he had an excellent career in the Indian Army, and was I not honored to be his tutor, for he retired as a commanding officer of an armored corps regiment with a stint in the NSG commando. Now you know why those marks totally to his credit? Embrace the twist to enjoy the turn.